Guys, and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we are going to be building this lovely giraffe house that you can see here. So this is basically a dome with two squares on either side, and then the giraffes have a nice paddock area which I will show you at the end. There have been a little bit of issue with me actually recording the build of the building, like me building the building, because um essentially it's over 5,000 pieces. My zoo has over 500 animals and it is just lagging to hell. So I have tried my best to keep the video short and also to try and show you what I've done. I will do a tutorial specifically showing you how I built this building in the future. It's just because right now this build is just a mess. So anyway, do enjoy the speed build of what there is, because a lot of it is just kind of like the habitat and rock work and stuff, and it is really nice to watch. And then please do tune in for the cinematics at the end. So let's get to it. Right then, so for this build, obviously I kind of wanted to have like a raised area around the edge. This kind of was a bit inspired by my community build for Mrs. T-Rex's community zoo. So, this does skip a fair chunk of me building this just because, um, basically I'm going to do a tutorial video on how to build domes and circular structures with a bit more like oomph to them rather than just an empty shell. So I do apologise that I skip a lot of that with this video. Sometimes my thing just does not enjoy recording as well, which is a bit annoying. It just doesn't want to record sometimes. Also, again, like, this was a beast of a build. My computer was really struggling to process this. So to put this into perspective, Alphabet Zoo right now has over 500 animals in the zoo alone. My computer is not lagging when it comes to sort of the animals actually running around. I think my frame rate might be a little bit low, but it's not lagging too much. The main thing that makes it lag is the very large buildings, and obviously the whole point of Alphabet Zoo is to have a lot of large buildings. So as you can see, when I'm placing and building stuff within this build area, it is very slow, which makes it very janky to record as well, which is why some of the record bits are missing, I'm afraid. So this was the indoor area of the giraffe house. I wanted to have like a concrete floor in here. I promise you with my next build, I'm not going to be building a zoo as big as this ever again, I don't think. But so hopefully this won't be an issue with future videos, but this is just a mega project, really. But yeah, so I wanted to have the concrete floor, have it like a traditional kind of giraffe house, but just sort of kind of build it in. It was lagging here because every time I placed a piece, I was adding it to a different group. So as you can see, we have over 2,000 groups in the zoo alone, which is a lot for the computer to process. It is a very CPU intensive game, this, unfortunately. So yeah, so I decided that I would build a custom fence that kind of matches the theme of this habitat. This is mainly just so they have an indoor giraffe house and viewing area. It's nothing like there's going to be a cafe in here or anything. The computer would not be able to handle it, but you can see sort of how long. This is on 10 times speed and you can see the lag that's happening with these fence pieces. So yeah, so this is just a New World, I think it's a New World art pieces, and it just looks like a giraffe pattern, and I really like it. So I figured that I would just, use that as fence pieces. And I've recorded little bits of things just to try and show you how I did things, because again, it was just such a struggle placing pieces. You can see the load time every time I go to place a piece. There's like a bit of a lag. So that building is just a very piece intensive building. It is over 5,000 pieces, definitely. But I will do a tutorial video showing you how I built it, and how you can get like the fancy wooden patterns inside as well, because I just think it's kind of interesting. So this was our little watering hole, and this was just kind of a viewing area, so the guests can come around here and they have like a little safari hut viewing area there. As I said, I wanted it to be like a very tropical savanna kind of theme. I tried actually placing the rocks behind this, but it didn't work, so I did plaster pieces instead, just so you can actually see the pattern a bit more and it's a bit more defined. Again, you can see the lag happening. It does not enjoy this game. My computer, I think I will be upgrading it soon. Actually, when I move, we're going to be upgrading the computer, and hopefully I will have a better computer that won't lag so much. But I mean, to be fair, you know, it is handling the game pretty well considering. Um, there is a bit of issues with optimization of Planet Zoo, particularly when you want to start building the big builds. Generally, you can't build big builds and big zoos like this. And this is in franchise mode, which also adds an extra layer of mess to it. If I was building something this big again, I would not build in franchise mode. I do tend to build all my zoos in franchise mode, and I just think it's really cool to kind of show you what you can build in franchise mode, because so many people get turned off like with franchise mode just because of the fact that like you have to earn money. And it's like, mate, this is a massive zoo. It's got every single animal in the game in it, and we are still making money. You know? Okay, yeah, sure. Maybe the animals are not being fed the best food, and then, you know, I've had to make some sacrifices here and there. But generally, it's possible to build a zoo like this and keep it in profit. And I think I'll do another tutorial soon about how I do that. So this was me just getting the giraffes in and just doing some faffingness with my bears. My bears' babies were like ready to be released to the wild, I think. So while we wait for the giraffes, I did a bit of building work. And yeah, so here we have our first giraffe in, and I was just, you know, checking the planting, because obviously if we're in franchise mode, we have to make sure that the plants are pretty much, you know, as close as it can be to in the green bar, so they don't get too upset. But what I like about the giraffes is that they have this kind of tropical habitat as well. So not only are you planting like a savanna habitat, but you're also doing a tropical habitat. So it just kind of creates this really nice like aesthetic look that I really 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 like, and I was really pleased with how it turned out. And you've got some of these like funky little trees that you can sink in, and it just makes these nice kind of bushes. And yeah, so obviously the guests only have like 3 viewing areas of this. This is on the very edge of the zoo as well, so I wanted to try and break up kind of, you know, the background. Obviously, as discussed in one of my Twitch streams, we are in the future going to be having otters behind here and penguins behind here as part of Polar Point. But for the time being, we are not going to be, you're not going to be able to see that from the giraffe habitat. The whole point is that it's cordoned off, and that, you know, you look into the habitat and you think they're in the wild, as that is the point of Alphabet Zoo. The point is that you can go and see the animals, and they will just be in these amazing buildings, and it will be like they are in the wild. So I was trying to work out kind of what path I wanted. So I went with this Australia path to kind of fit this kind of safari theme. I do build a very, very naff little hut here. I'm going to probably go back and do that at some point, just because I was in a bit of a rush, and I was also struggling to try and get all the pieces placed as well. There was a lot of lag happening around this build, and I didn't want to overdo it with the computer. I did have a go at doing a little bit of a shelter here, but I did not like how it looked. And yeah, so I did try making it look okay. Doing a bit of a save, I kind of deleted it all and then started again. I don't even know what I was going for here. It just looks so rubbish. Like, do you ever just build something and you're just like, why on earth did I do that? So I was going to have this kind of layered effect, but I didn't really like how it turned out. And yeah, I was gonna have some ropes and things. This is, again, when you're building, you know, if you have an idea that doesn't work, don't be disheartened. Just go back and just keep trying to improve it, and eventually you'll get something that fits and looks like it fits the scene. So, you know, even people who build things like that you might perceive as better than you know, build stuff that doesn't look good half the time. So yeah, I decided here we would have a little not Australia, safari hut here to match the kind of African theme we've got going on, and I just, you know, a little circle structure just to keep it simple. Obviously the path is not perfect in there, and I had to delete, you know, a bit so the guests can get in, and again the whole thing doesn't quite fit. The guest is a little bit too small for the guests, so I am gonna have to tweak it, but it is just what it is. So here we go doing the enrichment items. So we're almost there now, and as you can see, the lag every time I play something is what's drawing this video out as well. Like, it's just taking forever, which is why I couldn't record all of it, because it was everything I did, even the slightest delete button or placing button, it just lagged. So I use the new world pieces to kind of line this entrance because it's a very wooden and metal building. You can see me lagging again as I'm placing some of these. But yeah, I just wanted to have it like a nice safari giraffe theme inside the building as well. Just to kind of make it, feel like it's immersive and make it feel like it's a nice little giraffe house they've got going on. This building isn't very well lit just because, again, placing the light pieces was a nightmare just because of how long it took. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at really with this build now. So just doing the finishing touches as well. I do like to make signs and make my own signs and things. Obviously we have deviated from the standard sign, but we will be going back to that at a later date because I just like to keep it, kind of looking similar. But yeah, we're just doing some heavy planting as well. I was really pleased with how this giraffe house turned out. I really, really enjoyed how it looked. I just think it's such a interesting build, and that's what we're aiming for with Alphabet Zoo. We're trying to make every building look different to the last. So finally we have some more Australia art pieces because it wouldn't be Alphabet Zoo without these. We have a little giraffe art piece, and that's pretty much it done. So if you want to see more of my videos and you really like what I make, please do subscribe. There's new Planet Zoo videos coming out every Tuesday and Friday, and there's also some other sort of videos that I do on Sunday. So I have a sort of series that I do that is kind of like something else. So at the moment it's the Long Dark, and we're just going to see how long we survive in the Long Dark. But yeah, please do check me out, and please do subscribe if you like my content because it helps me out. Anyway, I will leave you with the cinematics now. Do enjoy this, and I will see you in the next one, guys.